Fellas, you know Degree Cool Rush deodorant, right? Well, last year they changed the formula, and guys were mad about it. One dude even started a petition. So guess what? Degree heard us, admitted they messed up, and brought the original Cool Rush scent back exactly how it was. And it's in Walmart, Target, and other stores now for under $4. So grab some and remember why its cool, crisp, and fresh scent made it the #1 men's antiperspirant for the last decade. Degree Cool Rush is back, and it smells like victory for all of us.
Saturday presents, in the red corner, the undisputed, undefeated Weed Whacker Guy. Champion of hurling grass and pollen everywhere. And in the blue corner, the challenger, extra strength Saturday. Eye drops that work all day to prevent the release of histamines that cause itchy allergy eyes. And the winner by knockout is Saturday. Saturday, bring it on.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. Not everyone is careful with your personal information, which might explain why there's a victim of identity theft every 5 seconds in the US. Fortunately, there's LifeLock. LifeLock monitors hundreds of millions of data points a second for threats to your identity. If your identity is stolen, a US-based restoration specialist will fix it, guaranteed, or your money back. Save up to 40% your first year by visiting lifelock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Welcome to
But Am I Wrong?
This is a podcast where we talk about when we're wrong, talk about when you're wrong, talk about when people we've never met, when they are wrong. It's a good time. It's a great time. We gossip. We shit talk. We have 3 different segments. We will explain each one before we get into that respective one. So we do not overwhelm you with information. But what you need to know going into it is we love when you participate. So that can be writing in for one of our segments. It can be nominating people for us to talk about, or even just sending us things that you're like, oh my God, please talk about this thing that just happened. Like, this is a hyperfixation of mine. I need someone else to be talking about it. Or, well, actually not or. The one we really care about the most is vote on who you think was wrong in every part of this episode over on our Instagram. We post stories there, and they are also living in a highlight. And it's just a little poll. So who was wrong, who was not wrong, and then write in with why you voted the way you did, your thoughts and feelings. And we read those results on our episode on Tuesday called See You Next Tuesday. So that's from the previous week. So you get a recap to be like, hey, did everybody agree with us? Did people not agree with us? It's okay if you didn't agree with us, depending on the fucking topic.
Right. But also, if you don't agree, give a full statement as to why you don't agree. Not something like...
Yeah. Finish that sentence. Finish it. Go ahead. I would love to hear how you do it.
Give me a topic. Any topic.
Pineapple on pizza.
Okay, don't say, I like it. Explain why. Give a full, thought-out explanation. Just saying I like it doesn't do anything for me to talk about it. Or if you're like, you know what? No, like, this is cool. Then tell me what brand that it is that actually works.
Yeah, change my mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like, explain to me being like, why am I wrong? Like, if you think I'm wrong, like, well why? What is the, not just like, it's
a vibe.
I got a vibe. And I'm like, okay. Like, am I your personal Gina Rodriguez? Like, that's crazy.
And why are you still here?
I know. Because you won't even, I refuse to watch Jane the Virgin. I can't even start that Will Trent show because she's in it now.
Yeah.
There's only one.
The one thing that we both agree on.
We allow. Everybody is entitled, I think, everybody is entitled to one Gina Rodriguez project.
Mm-hmm.
And if yours is Jane the Virgin, I have questions because there are multiple red flags within that. Someone great is one where I go, I can separate the art from the artist when the art is someone great, which is the movie.
That movie is so fucking good.
That movie is perfect.
I
need to make Mackz watch it.
Why is everybody that is in it, why are they not like a star?
No, they literally were like, let me take people who are literally actors who have been people's like hyperfixation or like obsession, and like let me employ the hardest working people in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Let me give them a job here. Let me give them some of the greatest work that they will ever do. And the way that like people are just making other rom-coms that like after someone great that like aren't that, where I'm like, we've we have brought to the age of the 2020s, actually that's probably 2018, 2019 genre of what rom-coms are. What do you mean you're just ignoring? Like,
I don't understand. Netflix was doing something real special around that time where they had that movie.
And they had the one you and Mackz love.
Match, pitch, it had tennis. I don't know.
No.
Perfect match. I don't know.
No.
I don't know what the name of the fucking movie is.
I knew it until you started saying random fucking words.
And then there's that other one that like took place in Ibiza. Like there were some really good movies that came out where
set it up.
See, it was something.
No, but that's not like
tennis related.
Sure, but like it also relates to date. Like it's not like
because there's assistants setting a calendar and then dating.
Perfect Match is a dating show on Netflix. I'm pretty sure.
Never heard of it.
It's crazy. Wait, no, Perfect Match. Is that not the MTV one that I watched?
Don't know. But they were doing something really special, and then they just stopped.
It is.
It's a dating show on MTV.
Well, I should actually spell match right to confirm. No, it's Netflix.
Okay.
What?
And Netflix, bring back those good, like they felt like they were written specifically for us.
No. And now they just make
random stuff
with fucking Chris Pratt. Like
you keep talking about Chris Pratt, and I literally have not seen this man in years.
By the way, I was like so excited to watch this new sci-fi movie starring a very like lovable and cute robot, Millie Bobby Brown and Giancarlo. And then guess who her buddy is throughout the whole movie? Chris fucking Pratt. And I said, I can't. Why is he here?
Is it a cartoon?
The robot is.
Is he a robot?
No.
Who's
I have to see Chris Pratt's face. I don't know.
Oh.
The robot's very adorable.
Here's the thing. If Giancarlo's in it, I might just watch it.
And Chris Pratt's supposed to be like lovable. He's kind of getting John Mulaney jaw right now.
I think he gives that lovable vibe because of Parks and Rec.
Him outside of, if you just like, if you only see him in the stuff that he's acting in, that makes sense.
I literally have not seen this man in years.
Oh, that's so nice.
And you bring him up like once a week.
Because I really hate him. And we're so far all of the enemies of the show.
Yeah,
they're going take them down one by one.
Anyway, let's get into But Am I Wrong? But Am I Wrong is when we pick something from our personal lives. It could be a person, a place, or a thing. It could be a situation that we were in. It could just be a rant and something we want to talk about. And we present it and we discuss amongst ourselves if the other is wrong. And then you guys can, of course, vote on it.
Perfect. Am I first?
Me.
Okay, cool.
Do you have yours?
Yeah.
The way that didn't sound convincing either.
Well, it's like not a sentence. And so I do have to figure out like how I'm going to phrase it. I will say mine is kind of
speech.
What is this, the type A and the type B friend? I will say,
but I'm in the middle.
I'm trying
8.5.
The part that is like I'm really hung up on for mine is a way to phrase it coming off the heels of your last one, because I know that sounds crazy that like I'm on the other side, but I'm not. But like I can't find a way to phrase this thing that doesn't then include that I would feel this way about that, which I don't at all.
We're talking about people
old men and young women.
Okay. I'm trepidatious now.
I know, because this is the thing. You will agree with me.
Okay.
In this, but like I'm just trying to find a way to like describe it that isn't like that excludes a sect of this, which is what you talked about last week.
Okay.
You can listen to last week's episode or the last episode before this one.
Okay.
I'm ready for your fucking sermon.
I wouldn't call it a sermon,
Okay, well-
but it is very theatrical.
Well, you're wearing the outfit for it.
If I could stand, I would stand and give this as a theatrical speech, which is a sermon too.
Monologue?
Friends,
Oh, it's a sermon.
enemies, cunts, bitches, lend me your ears. Or perhaps lend me your microscopes. We're gathered here today in the dazzling city of Los Angeles, where this event took place, a place known for its illusions and grand spectacles, to witness what has been billed as the world's smallest racetrack. We've seen the hype, the flashing lights, the celebrity endorsements, and yes, even the enthusiastic pantaloon adjustment. We've been told a tale of tiny titans, a microscopic marathon,
I don't even know what we're talking
a
about.
sperm race, designed to raise awareness about the very serious issue of male fertility.
Or infertility.
No, fertility.
So we're talking about strong swimmers?
17-year-old Eric Zhu, with the backing of over millions of dollars,
Oh, God.
has presented us with a spectacle. Jizz samples, bravely navigating 2-millimeter track under the watchful eye of a microscope. Their progress gloriously rendered in 3D for our viewing pleasure.
You should send this that job you're talking to. This is a script.
We've heard the earnest proclamations from the organizers. Quote, "Sperm racing is a serious company." They declared their sincerity almost palpably. They speak of declining male fertility, a crisis, quote unquote, they aim to combat through the power of entertainment. They want to turn health into a sport to make a once taboo topic of sperm mobility something we track, something we improve. They even handpick contestants, offering them weekly stipends to optimize their biomakers. And who are we to doubt
Well, just a
such
girl.
a noble endeavor? We saw 2 young men, boys really, step forward, and one even boasting a remarkably clean lifestyle, much to the audience's playful derisions. And I implore everyone to go look at this, because think of a boxing match and how before the match, when they're doing their weigh-ins, how they're like smack talking and really amping the other up. And this was that.
Who's doing that talking?
The 2 people involved that jizzed.
Do they personify the jizz? Are they speaking as the jizz, or are they just like, there's my little guy, go? Like, it's as they're the father of the...
It's their jizz.
No, but are they treating it... Are they role playing as the jizz themselves, or are they encouraging them as the coach?
I have been living this lifestyle where I don't drink, and so my sperm is gonna beat your sperm.
I thought you meant that it's kind of like when you sing to your plants to make them grow faster.
No. They're coaching them along too during when the race is happening.
They're also peacocking.
Yes.
Before.
There's also a large crowd. People are cheering.
Can you see it?
Yeah. Allegedly. And I'll get to that.
Oh, hey. Brings me right back to the Da Vinci Code.
We witnessed the dramatic final race. The victor showered in a celebratory liquid, and the proud winner, Tristan Milker, pocketing a cool $10,000.
Ew. I think he needs to change his name if he's going to participate in this. I don't think that's okay to do in this name.
The narrative is compelling, right? A clever, albeit unusual way to grab our attention and spark a conversation about real concern. The organizers were quick to distance themselves from those who might exploit the topic for less savory agendas, emphasizing their focus on health and awareness. They want us to believe that this is about optimizing biomakers, about making male fertility a topic of mainstream discussion. And my thoughts are, men really drive these discussions. So if they just want to talk about it, they can talk about it. So I don't know why we need to have jizz offs.
No, I actually truly am addicted to men thinking they're like so horribly victimized when they're like, we need to care about men's mental health. And I'm like, do you know who doesn't care about men's mental health? Men. Like, this sounds like a interpersonal problem. Don't bring us into it. You said we're too emotional and you get mad when we suggest you go to therapy. What the fuck do you want us to do?
I've got another pun coming that I'm really proud of.
By the way, I literally just looked on his Instagram and it's startup founded by 17-year-old raises $2.3 million seed, which I go, God damn it. Now any...
Stop.
Oh, sorry.
Stop.
I'm revealing.
But as we marvel at the miniature drama unfolding on the screen, a tiny seed of doubt has been planted. That was good, wasn't it? So there is an actual expert, a voice from within the very field of fertility on TikTok named Dr. Stephen Palter, and he's a specialist of fertility. And he literally said, I watch sperm all day long. And he raised a rather significant question. Is the spectacle a sperm race or is it actually fraud? Because he said that what we're seeing under the microscope isn't human sperm at all. He thinks that it's a clever piece of computer-generated imagery, CGI, a digital deception designed to look like a real thing. And he listed several reasons. He said the anatomy and the movement on screen of the on-screen participants seem to defy biological reality. He points out the disproportionately short tails that should be about 90% of the sperm's length. He also highlights that the unnatural stillness of the sperm head as the tail whips back and forth, a stark contrast to the characteristics jiggling motion of live sperm.
Even I know that.
And he does a side-by-side comparison of actual sperm that he looks at during the day and this race. And also in the race, they're going like in lines, and that's not how sperm move.
No. You like will lose, like when you watch it in like a health class in high school, you'll be like, okay, everybody pick, like they did this in our class. Like, okay, everybody pick one and follow it. And like you would literally lose them because some would like go behind other ones and then you wouldn't be able to see them. Like it is not, you can't track it.
Exactly. But the thing is that I haven't seen any other doctor saying anything about this. I tried to look it up to see if like anybody else, any actual professionals working on the field are even helping with this. And the answer is no. And so he's one voice. And that's the only one that I've heard corroborating opinions from. And there's no other experts that have weighed in. And his video's been up for days and he hasn't taken it down. And I haven't seen like anybody saying, you know, you're wrong. Is this awareness campaign built on a foundation of digital trickery? Is the world's smallest racetrack merely a stage for sophisticated illusion? As I said earlier, cunts, bitches, anyone in between, we came here expecting to witness a biological ballet, a testament to the tenacity of the microscope. We were told this was about measurable metrics, about tracking and improving a vital aspect of male health. But if the racers themselves are figments of a computer's imagination, then the entire premise begins to unravel. The questions multiplying. Were the samples even real? Were the pre-race health assessments anything more than a theatrical window dressing? Was the data supposedly being collected and analyzed based on genuine biological specimens? The organizers have presented a compelling story, one that blends entertainment with a serious message. But Dr. Palter, we have a discerning eye. We must consider the possibility that the spectacle might be precisely that, a spectacle, divorced from the reality it claims to represent. I think further investigation is needed. More experts are needed. And for now, as the confetti settles and the echoes of Ty Dolla $ign fade, let us hold both the inspiring narrative and the unsettling questions in our minds. Am I wrong for thinking that this is fraud?
You're not wrong at all. I found his LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, this kid is, as you guessed it, he follows, Trump, Mr. Beast, RFK, like all the, who's that fucking Smokes guy or whatever? Like all of like the rage baity, like techie, bro, all that shit. His LinkedIn truly reads like he's trolling.
Yep.
And I will say that like this feels like a very well-timed and curated push because he just 3 weeks ago like had all of this like press about his like other startup that he has, which is the one he raised like $2.3 million seed for. And the catch line of that, which makes this even fucking grosser, because it's not related to this, but like they are coming out at the same time. So like you're getting that crossover.
Everything you keep saying, just use your words.
No, get ready. He started it in a high school bathroom. And I'm like, he's like, this tech bro just started it in a high school bathroom.
We're moving out of garages, parents' garages now. Now we're moving to the high school bathroom.
You're making it sound like this underage boy is jizzing into a cup and then conducting experiments. Because that's not what this one is about. But like when you're pairing it with talking about both at the same time. And his banner image on LinkedIn is him sitting in a bathroom, like with his laptop. And his about section on, again, LinkedIn is at his username on Insta and Twitter. Don't check LinkedIn messages. Email me here if you want to chat, smiley face. And then his education lists 2 high schools. Because at first I thought he went to like Carmel Valley, like in California. And I was like, oh, this is a deeply rich kid, but Indiana. And it says grade 9 and 10. And then a caption under his education there says, got kicked out of the bathroom, like smiley slash face. And then the next one is Laurel Springs School, which seems like it's probably like an online extension, saying wanted my bathroom perms back. So I switched to online. Oh, okay. And then his first thing listed on here is a brand called Growth that he had from 2020 to 2021. And then
when he was a little child.
Yes. And there's literally no punctuation, all lowercase, parentheses, sold in April 2021, did some growth stuff. And then Soma Capital, he did fellow Soma Cap, whatever. And then dinners were very tasty. Then general partner at Botchmanity Capital, full-time, present for 3 years, backing deeply technical projects. And it's like, wait, genuinely what? Like, it's just he's attached 2 pictures. And then co-founder, Sperm Racing, full-time. And then the caption, #1 swimmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has 31,000 followers. He's based out of San Francisco now. I felt like he was going to be a California kid, but he's not.
Well, they'd have the race here in LA, so it's all part of his plan.
I hate men who do troll marketing. Like, I hate
He's still a boy.
Oh, sorry. I clicked on a man. He's got one recommendation from this man named Scott Hinkle. And Scott Hinkle is a adult man, unless he's aged up his photo or he's like aging rapidly. And his is, he has a toilet in his fucking username. And it says, go in here, co-founder of Throne, whoop for your poop emoji. Stop. Like, genuinely stop. So, yeah.
I'm glad I got to share this with everyone.
How did you find out? When did this happen?
I've heard they've been talking about this for weeks.
Who has?
People, like the news. I've been hearing about it for weeks.
Whoa.
You just missed out.
I fully did. And like,
I thought it was a joke when I first heard about it, but then I saw the actual video and I was like leading up to it before they actually had it, I was just like, this is a joke, right?
Oh my God, they have a live stream, manifesto, methodology, tryouts. Oh my God, you can watch. This feels illegal. This feels like deeply illegal.
Like, it was in the news. They were saying the world's first sperm race.
Yeah, LA racetrack ended April 25th, 2025. USC won. You have to pay to watch the live stream? How are they making money from this?
Well, he has all this.
Yeah, but who gave him the money? Where is his parents? Wow. There was a halftime show. I'm sorry.
Yes.
This is...
Like, they treat it like an actual sports competition.
Well, no wonder why he follows Logan Paul.
Same vibes.
Wow. And where's all this money coming from? You're gonna get the comeuppance of this one.
Yeah.
Wonderfully. So thank you for this.
Comeuppance. That's exactly what it is.
What is it?
Comeuppance.
We're not going to be able to escape this today. Like,
No.
That's just going to be the entire day.
Yes, it will be.
You did a phenomenal job. And I do actually think
you
you should submit that as a writing sample to something. That was it was beautiful.
Thank
It
you.
was pure poetry.
Thank you.
Thank you to today's sponsor, HelloFresh. Fresh air, sunshine, and good food. That is what spring is all about.
That's my favorite thing about spring. All three of those.
HelloFresh makes it easier to fit quick, home-cooked meals into your schedule every week by curating delicious recipes like pasta primavera, chicken Dijon, and pecan-crusted trout, as well as over 100 seasonal snacks, sides, and treats.
Every HelloFresh meal uses high-quality ingredients, including seasonal, fresh produce, and proteins that travel from the farm to your doorstep. Flexible deliveries that you can pause or skip when you need.
I have to be honest with you. We've worked with HelloFresh before. I have gotten many
years.
No, truly, and I've gotten countless HelloFresh boxes. This might be the menu that I have been like the most excited for. Like, I cannot wait. I am getting the Mushu pork lettuce wraps. Oh, hello, yes. And then I guess I'm in a porky mood. Pork chops with a zesty green onion salsa. Never had love that. These are things that like I would never think to cook myself, and also like I don't know, pre-portioned, so easy and so delicious. I cannot wait to try everything.
Yeah, I'm getting the cheesy smothered mushroom chicken, which mushrooms and chicken are two of my favorite things.
And I love them together.
I do too. I've been actually using a HelloFresh recipe in my rotation for years. I'm also getting the balsamic glazed steak, which I can't wait.
Oh, hell yeah.
I love steak, and I feel like steak is like one of the pillars of warmer weather.
It is. It's very springy.
It is. It is. Feel great with meals that fit your spring schedule and make the season even more delicious. Go to HelloFresh.com/BlameMe10FM now to get 10 free meals with a free item for life.
1 per box with active subscription. Free meals applied at discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan.
You chose to hit play on this podcast today. Smart choice. Progressive loves to help people make smart choices. That's why they offer a tool called Auto Quote Explorer that allows you to compare your Progressive car insurance quote with rates from other companies. So you save time on the research and can enjoy savings when you choose the best rate for you. Give it a try after this episode at progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Not available in all states or situations. Prices vary based on how you buy. If you've ever shopped online, and let's face it, who hasn't? Chances are you've bought something from a business powered by Shopify. You know that purple Shop Pay button you see at checkout? The one that makes buying so incredibly easy? That's Shopify. And there's a reason so many businesses sell with it, because Shopify makes things easier, and not just for shoppers. They make it easy to start and run your business. Shopify is the commerce platform behind 10% of all e-commerce in the US, from household names like Mattel and Gymshark to brands just getting started. It gives you a leg up from day dot with hundreds of beautiful ready-to-go templates to express your brand style so you can get up and running fast. You can tackle your important tasks from inventory to payments to analytics and more, all in one place. You can also spread your brand's word with built-in marketing and email tools built for you to find and keep new customers. And remember that iconic purple Shop Pay button that's used by millions of businesses around the world? It's why Shopify has the best converting checkout on the planet. Your customers already know and love it. If you want to see less carts being abandoned, it's time for you to head over to Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. Shopify.com/realm.
We're back from our break, and it's time for my hot take. And my hot take is, this is dated on May 1st, 2025. So if you're listening to this and like it's been a while or like something has fucking changed,
oh boy,
I want you to know that like this is the state that I'm coming at this from. So I am allowed at any point in the future, if some new information comes, I'm very cool with changing my mind. But as
this
of
makes
today,
me nervous.
No, as of today, in this moment, I don't see an issue with what Jordon Hudson is doing. Who is Jordon Hudson? She is the woman who is dating Bill Belichick.
This was my second choice.
The way I am seeing people eviscerate this woman online about she just is using him for his money. Oh my God, they need to launch and invest, all of this stuff. And yet we're not questioning why a man in his mid to late 70s is dating someone in their 20s. He's dating her because she's young and hot. She's not dating him for his personality. It's transactional in that way. And this whole thing of being like, if anyone, I will say, the people who are like, there needs to be investigative claims of elder abuse. That's totally fine. He also then shouldn't be working.
That's exactly where literally me and Avia were having this conversation. Because she was talking when the stuff with Shannon Sharp came up. Mm-hmm. And then she brought up him, and then these interviews happen after that, where she is running a tight ship.
Yeah, and I gotta say, that's a girl in PR.
And I said,
not well, but
yeah, I said, I don't think he's well,
and that's fine. But then you also then can't say, but I still want him to fucking coach whatever is it, whatever college team he's coaching now. That you can't have both.
Yep.
You can if he is not in the mental capacity, which is fine. Mm-hmm. That is fine. I think we should have protections for that there. Then he should not be working. Yeah. He should not be. But this whole thing of being like, no, like he should like, she's controlling all of this kind of stuff. And I'm like, okay, if she's controlling all that kind of stuff, you do have to give up your precious coach then.
Yeah.
Like you cannot have it both ways. What this idea that like she is supposed to love him for like who he is and he likes her for her money.
I don't think either one of them are in love.
No, and that is fine.
And that's fine.
That is fucking fine.
I also don't think they're having sex. And I'll put that out there.
I also don't think they're having sex either. I mean, if anyone wants my theory, I think that this is, he does not want to lose his job. And I'm not saying he's dealing with dementia or something, but I think he's probably dealing with maybe an early onset of, it could be cognitive, it could be like muscle related, it could be a Parkinson's thing, it's something. And I think that she is quite literally hired. Mm-hmm. And in order to, not raise up suspicions or like have people work, like, and because he's in the public eye and also for his ego, I think they are pretending that they are dating. I think that like this whole narrative that like she is this horrible, horrific, evil woman. And this is where like I might lose some of you. I think like if that is like, oh my God, she's elder, all of these kinds of things, to have that there's like zero culpability for this man to suddenly start, because at the story, which they're now saying is they're not corroborating, but then they did a release statement afterwards that he wrote saying that like essentially about how they met on the plane, which they wouldn't answer in that interview, which has been the story all along. And then they like in this follow-up statement, they were like, well, that's how we met. And it was like, well, then why didn't you fucking say that in the interview? Super weird that like she would have been a college student when they met. And this was in their own timeline, words of this, years ago. It has been a good amount of years. The idea that like he met her at that age and he's so incapacitated that like he has no idea that it shouldn't be appropriate for him to be attracted to and start courting a 17-year-old, 18-year. No, what was she? Yeah, 18?
I don't know that part.
She's fucking young. She's so fucking young that like this whole thing of being like, oh my God, she took advantage of him as if it is it is any man ever to be like, well, I thought she was really into me. That's a problem. It's a problem if you are, why are you on a plane with someone who is this young? And if she is the responsibility, she's the person who's responsible, like, oh, like this is elder abuse. She did all these things. Like we need to save him. This is so bad. Ask yourself, how did they meet on a plane? She's a broke college kid the story is that she's like studying for something and he helps her with like her textbook or whatever. Is she sitting in first class as a broke college student, or is he a bajillionaire sports tycoon? Is he sitting in coach? Or do you think maybe that they were on a private plane and who invited this random college student there? If you were fine with this before, or being like, oh, she's a gold digger, and he just wants like a hot young girl, like they are. If it is transactional, it is transactional both fucking ways.
I think she worked in PR. His health is declining.
I wonder if she worked in marketing.
She was his PR person. They were traveling on a plane. And then she noticed what was happening, but knew that he had an image to maintain. She says, will trick everyone out by saying I'm 20 or however young that they were. That's what they'll focus on. While I'm running the shit behind closed doors. Just like ailing presidents when their wives stepped in and were actually running the country.
But quite often. But so people are giving her shit now, being like, oh my God, like she's using him for, like, she has appointed herself like a COO of his company that like is a brand new company that exists. She bought in this course of like 3 weeks, she bought like 3 multi-million-dollar properties. And I truly just want to ask you, why does she want to spend time with this man? And if you have like a reason for that of being like, oh, she just wants him for his money. Now ask me, why does he want to spend time with her? Like, if one is not acceptable, then the other's not acceptable. Mm-hmm. If one is acceptable, the other's like, but this whole fucking notion that like old men should be able to date women as young as they want, and those women should be entitled to none of their money. They should not be wanting them for their money, and they should remain forever hot and desirable for them. You're an old man, and you're being like, well, he's got a lot of money, so like he's got to be careful. I'm like, but you also don't want her to have any of his money. Like, You just want the idea of being associated with him. And I have to say, like, she's getting fucking investments from this. She's quite literally on his payroll.
She's running the company.
And like, okay, go off, girl boss. But like, it's just like this idea that this is like the most like egregious thing that anybody could ever think of. And I go, not when this 70-year-old man started dating a 20-year-old. It's just the fact that this 20-year-old is seeing what she can get out of this relationship, which is the only benefit of being in a relationship with a man who is this old. Why else do you fucking think? If he wanted to be with someone for love, he can find someone his own age. He doesn't want to. He wants to be with someone who has a certain kind of look. And that's what you're going to get. Like, that's what you're going to fucking get. And people are like, well, he had his last girlfriend. Like, just was stupid of her. She should never done this. Like, he never married the last one. So like, she won't get anything out of it. Clearly, she got something out of it.
She's still getting stuff out of it.
There you go.
Yeah, I agree with you. I have had this conversation, as I said, with Avia. This is a different circumstance.
Yeah.
And like I said, I don't think they're having sex.
No. And this whole like poor him, I think like infantilizing these like fully grown adult men who date like young women and like, oh, we have to protect him. Not her. What?
Yeah.
What the fuck do you mean? Her mom also owns a sex toy shop, which I find delightful.
Love it.
Yep.
All right, we're going to take another break. When we get back, we'll get into But Are You Wrong?
I love a multi-use beauty product, like an eye/cheek/lipstick. It makes a full face so much easier, plus you only need to bring one product along for touch-ups. And whether you're all about simple mascara and gloss, or you love to play with bold shapes and colors, you gotta have that trusty favorite you turn to for every look. Thrive Cosmetics makes certified 100% vegan and cruelty-free products you can depend on for everything from simple daily wear to show-stopping self-expression. And it's all made with clean, skin-loving ingredients, high-performance and trademarked formulas, and uncompromising standards. And Thrive Cosmetics is beauty that gives back. For every product purchased, they make a donation towards 8 major causes, including social justice organizations and those impacted by cancer and homelessness. It feels good knowing that when I purchase a product, I'm also able to give back to causes that matter to me. And one product I love from Thrive Cosmetics is the Brilliant Eye Brightener. Like I said, I love a product that can have multiple uses, and the Brilliant Eye Brightener is just that. It's an eyeshadow and highlighter stick that's super blendable, and I'm slowly but surely stocking up on the 31 shades that it comes in. Try your new trusty favorites with an exclusive set for our listeners. New customers can get the Liquid Lash Extensions Mascara and a mini-sized Brilliant Eye Brightener at a special set price with free shipping available at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. Or save more with 20% off your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/thrive. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/thrive for 20% off your first order.
This episode is brought to you by Netflix. 3 couples, 4 vacations, a lot to unpack. Watch The 4 Seasons, a new series starring comedy favorites Tina Fey, Steve Carell, Will Forte, Coleman Domingo, and more in a hilarious and heartfelt love letter to long-term relationships. Based on the original Alan Alda film. Watch The 4 Seasons, streaming now only on Netflix.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
We're back, and now it is time for But Are You Wrong? That is when you all write in and share predicaments in your life. And there's one thing that we've gotten away from that I think people may have forgot, is that you can also write in with your own thing to rant about, too.
Oh, yeah.
We talked about it a long time ago, and nobody's done that.
Yeah, I think we only said it like once, though.
Yeah.
So that's fair. I forgot about it, too. So yeah, do it.
If you have something to rant about, do it. We want to hear your thoughts and opinions. Remember that you can send an email to butamiwrongpod@gmail.com, or you can also write in on the form that's in the show notes in our description on Instagram. And you can also send us updates too. All right. Both of these today are a doozy. And I'm especially glad where the one that you're reading is the one that you're reading. All right. Hi, Meghan and Melisa. TLDR, my sister is cheating on her girlfriend, who happens to be our cousin.
Wait.
I am a 26-year-old female, and my sister, Lisa, is 23-year-old female. Started dating our cousin, Maddie, 23-year-old female, last year. Yes, our cousin. They've been justifying it because we're not actually blood related.
I don't care.
However, she has been raised as our blood-related cousin since her dad married into the family a very long time ago. Unfortunately, that's not the main issue. Lisa and Maddie are long distance and haven't seen each other recently. So you can imagine my surprise when Lisa showed up to our brother's birthday brunch with a big old fresh hickey. Unfortunately, the cheating isn't out of character, and I usually know to stay out of it. However, this time, it's family.
Stop.
Although things have changed for obvious reasons, I used to be very close to that side of the family, and I feel guilty knowing this information. Would I be wrong to tell Maddie about this? Lisa will for sure know it was me who tattled. I think these two need to break up by any means necessary.
I'm so sorry. Does your whole family know that there's incest brewing? Because like
Not a brewing. It's already brewed.
That, like,
it's boiled over.
I think that, like, being like, I feel guilty knowing this information. Do you feel guilty for knowing that? Does everybody know? Is everybody okay with this?
The thing is, a lot of the older generations don't care because they have also married cousins.
I can't. Where do you live that, like, lesbians or women dating women, it, like, quite literally, like, you're so strapped you have to date a cousin? And it's also long distance. That's even crazier.
That's why I say you have to tell, because they need to break up by any means necessary.
I don't even care if you make up lies.
Lie.
Make
a whole, if you need somebody to write something for you.
Oh,
I'm right here.
Without a doubt. Do you need someone to act? I'll say it was me.
Yeah.
I'll be like, hey, whatever, we need to, this is horrible. And also, I know what you need to get your sister for Christmas or Hanukkah or any sort of celebration that is coming up. Therapy, a gift card to therapy.
I thought you were going to say Hinge.
No. Well, I would say, what is that one? Or get her, they have stipends and incentives for people who move to Alaska. And in certain parts of Alaska that are very rural, which is also where they're trying to get people to move to. I do think that similar to, like, in Norway or Finland, there's other places that are, like, I don't know why they're cold, but, like, very, like little populated places where I think when you have to get, like, a marriage license or whatever, you, like, are required to do a, like, genealogy and blood test to see if you're related, because it has been within family so much. So
they're not blood related, though. That's the thing.
Well, but I would hope that those, at least, maybe there'd be more shaming there. Maybe they're strapped for
I'm
it.
just saying, when you did that, nothing would come back because they're not blood related.
I need people to know that, like, being a cousin is so cut and dry. You are cousins or you are not cousins.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And you are, sometimes cousins means that you're blood related. Sometimes it does not mean you're blood related whatsoever. But you're still fucking cousins, the same level of cousin.
My godbrothers are godbrothers. I would never, we are not blood related by any means, but those are my godbrothers. Like, no, like, their parents are my godmother and godfathers. We are related.
Yeah.
And then cousins, again, doesn't matter. Second cousin, first cousin, third cousin removed, that is still your fucking cousin. I have my great grandmothers. The fact that is so many, so that technically is my I don't know.
They made all.
No, it was my great grandmother's cousin, so that is still in my line of that being my cousin too. I was here in LA at a grocery store, and I said that woman looks like my great grandmother. And the fact that I knew, and I've never met this woman before, and I went up and we started talking, and that was my great grandmother's first cousin. If I don't care, like, that is a lot of cousins removed, but still look like family.
Someone told me because
that's family.
It is family. In the words of Dominic Toretto, family.
Yes.
And if anyone wants to have their day ruined, you should know that Paul Rudd's parents are in fact second cousins. Right?
I didn't find out until after.
Yes.
They had already had children.
Which I'm gonna be honest with you. I think that in the scope of things, if you are blood cousins and had no idea, I think that makes far more sense to me than being raised socially as cousins, not blood related, and then fucking dating.
Yep.
That, to me, I'm like, no, are you like, no. I think the socially being raised in that way, like, I think that is, like, psychologically to be attracted to that afterwards is, like, so much of a bigger fucking issue than being like, oh my God, we had no idea, we have never met before. What, like, that's still, like, don't do that.
Yeah.
But, like, there's you can plead an aspect of, like, I did not know, their ignorance there. This is, like, the exact opposite of that. And, like, but the whole, like, leaning on the fact that, like, we're not technically blood related is so deeply fucking irrelevant to me. And I did learn when people were trying to correct me on, like, different kinds of cousin, like what I was saying or whatever, I literally was like, I swear to God that, like, someone invented all of these different lines of cousinhood to justify marrying cousins.
To get confused.
Someone responded and said, that is actually exactly why they were invented. I was like, oh, and that, because they, like, oh no, they made a category of, like, at what point can you? And it was literally just about, like, certain aspects of genetics. And, like, it's not 0%. Like, that they're saying, like, okay, no, it's under a certain amount that they're like, well, there's less genetic or abnormalities and all of those things and all of that. Like, we're not talking, the actual, like, social psychological aspect of it to me is, like, that's the one that is, like, you can't test your way out of that.
Yeah.
That you need some help for.
Yeah. That's no different than your parents, your biological parents adopting somebody that's the same age as you, and you've been raised as siblings, and then y'all start dating. It's the same thing.
Yeah, this is
like, if they were to get married, where do people in the family sit? What side of the aisle? If you have to ask that, no,
they sit in a big circle and they hold hands and they go, "This is what our family tree looks like." And also, I would throw whatever I can at the wall to make it stick. I also would say this feels homophobic that you're not upset that they're dating because they're cousins, because they're not. If they have children in the future, they at this point in science ways cannot use both of their like DNA for this, and they think that's the only reason why you guys are okay with this as a family. That like, would you be okay with this if this was a quote unquote boy girl cousin in this way?
No,
because
like they're not blood related.
No, but like explaining it to like a kid, like I mean in the sense of like, yes, like it's not going to have that part, but like if you marry, if you end up with a cousin and you are not blood related and you have a biological child together with sperm and an egg, explaining that to your kid of being like, well, we're not actually blood related. That whole conversation, you do have to bring up that you're like the cousin part is inevitably going to come up. But if you are not having a child that is biologically both of yours, there is no like, don't worry, we're not actually blood related. And so like to me, I would just, and it's not a sound argument. I'm just saying throw anything at the wall that sticks. Like anything that will get them out.
Yeah, that's what I said. Lie.
This is crazy.
Break them up.
And you know what the way I find in general that is really helpful to like get people like shake them out. You tell them what they're doing is embarrassing. Like this is really like, this looks really embarrassing. And the other word, desperate. Those are two things that you go, oh my God.
But it's long distance too.
That's what,
just break
that's
up.
Even more embarrassing and
she
desperate.
Can be with whoever gave her a fucking hickey.
Also, you know what you actually need to do? You need to encourage this cheating.
Yeah.
You need to encourage it.
Encourage the cheating on her end, and then go on the other side to your cousin and say, and tell the cheating's happening. Like you have to come at it from every angle that you can.
And also maybe you could even like pretend to be, you know, I'm the person who cheated on, but whatever. You can just lie.
Make up a fake Instagram account. All right, next one.
I can't believe that you said mine's worse.
It is.
Melissa, I'm so afraid.
Not worse as in the sense of worse than this, but for you personally, it's worse.
Melissa, you couldn't take one for the team? She read them both. I hadn't yet. This is like really fucking cruel. I'm so scared. I think I saw a word that starts with a T. I'm afraid. Hi, Megan and Melissa. I'm 22-year-old sophomore in college. I've got these two friends, identical twins. We've been a trio since freshman year. This is actually multi-triggering. Being twins, they've always been close, but Melissa, I can't read this. I'm so afraid.
Do you want me to read it?
No. But lately, their quote-unquote twin thing is next level. Same obscure everything, a total shared brain. Look, I get their twin bond, but it feels like it's excluding me. Their inside twin world leaves me constantly asking for explanations, feeling like an outsider. Am I wrong for feeling sidelined by their intense twin connection? The thought of them continuing as this unit while I build a new social life solo feels lonely. So am I wrong to feel this way? Am I overreacting to their twin closeness? If not, how do I talk to them about feeling left out without sounding jealous or trying to break them up? They're twins. How do you break them up? Allergies are rough today. Sorry if I sound off. And if I'm not wrong and things don't change, how do I even start making new friends in college? I'm not super outgoing, and the idea of new social circles alone is daunting. But the joy with them is fading. Am I wrong for feeling like I need other friends? Any perspective helps. Thanks. Are you in love with them? Do you want to be a triplet? Like,
I just, there's such a bond that twins have that you will never be.
No, and objectively, I do think this is crazy that you are like, why are you friends with twins?
I'm fine with being friends with
like,
twins.
Twins as like a whole, not a person who is a twin, but like, what do you mean that you are the third? You are in a trio of three. There are twins, and then you, and then you're like, oh, I feel left out.
Yes,
duh.
that is true.
Duh. Like
they've known each other their whole lives. whole pre-life. They were...
And you've only known them since freshman year and you're 22.
Yeah.
Wait, this has been a year. I think you have a crush.
You will never penetrate this, ever. Unless their names are Tia and Tamara.
Yeah, unless there's like a...
And you are Gabrielle Union.
This, like, I know a lot of twins. Grew up with a lot of fucking twins. And I don't know. And this is why I have an issue with these kinds of twins. Because I don't know any twins like this. I don't know twins who are this close. And that's how I know. I'm like, by the way, you don't have to be fucking weird.
But also, like, what ramped up in these last few months that their bond is even more closer? What happened?
By the way, you don't know them for long enough to know, like, this is out of character for them.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? You're a sophomore and you met them freshman year. Like, what? So, to me, I think you realize you have a crush on them, and then you realize we can never be together because they're related. This can't happen. I'm going to be so honest with you. I do not think this is a friendship jealousy issue because, like, objectively, that's crazy. You don't oversee the fact that they are twins and they will always be closer in that way. Like, they're not just friends.
Do you have siblings? Have you always longed for siblings? And now you're like, I see what they have and that's what I have. And that's what I've always wanted. And now I want it with them.
I mean, there's got to be something else there because I have a brother, but I was raised as an only child. So, like, I did not have a sibling growing up. And my, like, growing up and through the most pivotal parts of my life, my two closest friends were siblings who were not both of them, but like one had a sister who's 2 years older than us. And then the other friend had a sister who's 2 years younger than us. And so, like, I was very close with both of them. So, like, I very much understand, like, the dynamic of being the only child in, like, with a friend, and again, same sex friend who has a same sex sibling. But, like, there was no part of me at any point, like, did I ever...
I'm asking this because I'm like, do you feel like that way if you have siblings, do you feel that way towards your siblings? And, like, I don't have a twin, but I have sisters, and, like, they have their own friends.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, nothing's going to break our sisterly bond no matter what. But, like, there's no one that's, like, yearning to come between us in a sisterly, like, this is weird.
Yeah, this is weird. And, like,
I'm sorry, you're wrong.
You're wrong. And, like, I also say this again, and, like, if you're an only child, I get it. And, like, am I erasing my brother? Yeah. Okay.
But he's older than you.
Yeah. And, like,
you
I've met him 3 times in my life.
You weren't raised in the same house.
No. And, like, we are not sibling. Like, we don't have that. We never had that relationship. We don't have the relationship now. Like, I've literally met him less times than I've met, like, uncles in my fucking life.
Closer in age with his children.
Literally. like, alarmingly. So, but I think that, like, I understand if, like, you don't have a great, like, family situation, even if you're just an only child. In general, almost all of my friends were not only children because I did gravitate towards very, like, you know, more happy homes and, like, parents who were together, all of that kind of stuff, just, like, in the sense of, like, houses that were loud and people who had all of that kind of stuff. And I understand that, like, in certain life events when things are happening and you're seeing how, like, there's, like, a family unit depicted and you're like, oh, I don't have, like, that'd be so cool to have a sister, or that'd be cool to have that or whatever. But, like, it's longing for, like, as a concept, it should never get projected onto a specific people.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the part that I'm like, I just don't view this as solely, like, and maybe I'm being ignorant, but, like, I never in my life have had these kinds of feelings towards someone that are, like, quite literally, like, I can recognize as being deeply fucking irrational if I don't, like, have feelings for, like, if there isn't, like, another thing at play here. So, like, getting irrationally angry when, like, my guy best friend got asked to prom by this girl was gonna ask me to prom, and I was, like, so mad. And everybody's like, why are you so mad? And I was like, I just think, like, they're like, you like her and he's your friend, like, you, whatever. And and then I realized I had feelings for him.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I've never had that kind of, like, like visceral reaction to being like, I have to change something. Like I can't be friends with this person anymore or whatever. Like why? Because again, this is such a rapidly new friendship.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't get closer. They've always been this close. They will always probably be this close. And also do you like, and like, even like, I don't want to sound like I'm jealous or trying to break them up. That word choice is crazy to me. Break up what? their genetics? Like, break up what?
Yeah.
Like, kill one of them? Like, what do you mean? Like, tell me how you break up twins. Unless, again, this is like sister fuckers. Like, how do
what are you trying to do?
No, but also,
what are you
trying to say you're not trying to do? Like, I'm not trying to break them up. What does that mean?
What's the long game here? This is wild.
It feels like you want to wear their skin.
This might be one of the wildest but am I wrongs that we've had. Might be number one.
I have to say, dealing with these feelings at 22 years old.
And you're also saying you're not like in your clear mind because you're on allergy medicine or something.
No, I know. Go to the doctor. Like,
we may need to change medication.
Yeah.
I'm really not trying to like be playful.
Allergy meds can fuck you up.
Yes, I'm not trying to be playful. I'm not joking. Like, maybe let's go check this out.
And like, did you check the expiration date for those medications? How long have you been feeling this way? Like, do you have PMDD? Like, are there any other like things? Because like, this is, with love, a totally irrational fucking thought. And like, there are bits of you that you're clocking that this is irrational, but like, you can't let that be at the forefront of your brain. Like, you are squashing that voice in your head that's telling you, hey, this is fucking irrational. But like, it's still there and we can hear it. And like, we are validating that voice that this is a fucking insane. This is wild. But like, yeah, one time I took allergy medication that was, expired, and usually that just means it like doesn't work as well. That's not the case with allergy medication. I was seeing double. I had to go to an audition. I like literally couldn't even stand up straight. Like, I was just swaying. I had to call a friend to drive me to the audition. I was wearing thigh-high, like heeled boots for this fucking audition. Thank God it was a comedy. I improv'd so many of those goddamn lines. And thankfully they loved me. I didn't book it, mostly because I was not the right type. Canonically, this would have been a Rachel Brosnahan situation. And they thought it was great, but like literally afterwards I was like, I feel like I'm on drugs. Like, I don't feel good. And you saying that you're, I'm on allergy medication, it shouldn't make you feel like that.
Let's go get this checked out, mama. Oh yeah. We're gonna take a break, and we get back, we'll get into But Are They Wrong?
We off? 30 seconds of carefree bliss.
Oof, like wind in your hair carefree.
Oh, like using Clorox Disinfecting All-Purpose Cleaner in the home carefree.
Yes.
Like dog slobbing on the coffee table and cleaning it with Clorox carefree.
He's on a roll now.
Spit toothpaste on the faucet.
You got it.
Peanut butter on the light switch.
Oh, spritz.
Spritz. Clorox, man. Clean feels good.
Okay, we're back.
Use as directed.
Morning decisions. A creamy mocha frappuccino drink? A sweet vanilla? Maybe a smooth caramel? Or that white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Start your day with bottled Starbucks Frappuccino drinks. Pick up a bottle near you wherever you buy your groceries.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSConsumerAccess.org. Number 3030.
All right, now we're back for But Are They Wrong? That's when we pick someone from the real world that we have issues with. And my nomination this week comes from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. It involves neighbors, a basketball hoop, and what seems like a growing legal battle. We've got Julia and Fred Ramos on one side of the court, and their neighbors, Lily and her husband, Ross, and also their 2 boys who are playing basketball in their own driveway. It all started back in the summer of 2024 when Julia Ramos reported that the Modlins basketball hoop was too close to their shared property line. According to the court records, the city actually agreed initially, finding the hoop was indeed too close, which was like an inch. Ms. Ramos mentioned a couple instances where the basketball rolled onto her property and Ross came onto her land to retrieve it. And this raised concerns from her, saying that she was being bullied and saying that they were darting in her driveway when she was backing out of her garage. And so the Modlings are trying to be good neighbors. They proposed to move the hoop, and the city deemed a new location, which was 5 feet from the property line, as sufficient. And you'd think that'd be the end of all that. No. Julia Ramos challenged the new location, arguing it still didn't meet the city's zoning code. She mentioned that while the city thought a basketball hoop needed to be 5 feet from the line, the actual code specifies that a sport court needs the clearance. And here's where the crux of the issue is. A sport court, according to the documents, includes activity area plus 3 feet of surface behind the hoop. And this would mean that the basketball hoop, to be compliant, should actually be 8 feet away from the property line, according to Ramos's interpretation. And she also went to a public hearing with the city council, and they were hearing her out. She also filed a restraining order, which immediately got dropped because they're neighbors and no one was harassing, as she said. And she also said that she didn't like when she was in her kitchen washing dishes that she could see the boys playing basketball.
I don't want to see them.
And to me, that is weird. That's so weird. You're like, I don't want to see them. Close your blinds, close the windows. Why are you so concerned about children enjoying themselves? Also, the Modlings set a time and said they would only be outside for 20 minutes. So during those 20 minutes, you just happen to be washing your dishes every day. You sound like the weirdo to me.
No, you sound like the fucking street weirdo.
And now she's suing them and the city. And I don't understand how anybody who lives in a neighborhood thinks that this is okay. If you want to be secluded by yourself, for me, hearing the children play outside bring me joy. If that does not bring you joy, go live on a farm somewhere. Go live in the middle of nowhere. Don't live in a full neighborhood. And so,
and didn't they recently move in?
Yes.
Yeah.
And so, like, they just moved in. You don't just like move, and these are like big houses too.
Yeah.
Like, you had money to go somewhere else, and this is where you decided to move.
Also, like, when you have a house that large, I'm never assuming that there's going to be no children who live in these 5-bedroom fucking homes.
Yes.
I don't think that these are just single, like, these are single adults or 2 adults living together with no kids in houses this large.
Yeah. So, and you think that you have to sue the city over this. How evil are you?
I'm addicted to the fact that they threw out the
harassment,
the one with prejudice, which is basically being like, stop, you fucking loser. This is like not real. Like, you're being like, I do at this point. I'm like, I think the town is going to be like, can you just leave forever?
Yes.
Like, you're pissing off every. Yeah,
you're banned from the town. Just go.
I think they're like, the town is going to evict you.
Like, you are wasting time coming to city hall meetings.
When your defense is, I don't like looking at them. Close your eyes.
Put up some blinds.
I
don't understand. Why are you in your kitchen every day at the same time that these children are out?
Oh, and the mom, when she was doing the interview, like, I will be honest, the first time I heard it, she was like, she's literally like, it starts with like just her talking and her like voice is shaking and she's like almost crying, being like, I'm just like scared for like safety of my family. And I was like, oh my God. And then it's her. And I was like, oh yeah.
You have reason to be scared.
I would be fucking scared too.
I don't know what's happening with the father, but something where like she's scared for his life.
Yeah, because she's like, I'm scared they're going to make something and he's going to go to jail.
Yes.
Like they literally like made up all of this stuff about him stalking her, when in reality it was that one of the basketball rolled over there and he grabbed it.
Yes.
Yeah, and apparently and I think the reason why she's so worried, which I also read, is that I don't know that the woman, the neighbor, practices in this state, but she's a lawyer. Or was at some point was a lawyer barred in a certain state. Which I'm like, oh.
Yeah.
That's cause for concern and worry.
Leave. Get out.
Get out.
Scram.
Right now.
Okay. Your turn.
My turn. As my quick pivot. Thank God I had a couple this time. People really did a lot this week.
They did.
I would like to nominate Kate Mackz. And Mackz is Mackz. Now, this is someone who, honestly, surprised I haven't blocked them, but I've only ever heard of this person like one time in a stitch or something, and that is because I'm so glad I'm not on Run Talk. I'm not a runner. I'm not a track star, unlike someone over here. But she's into the long distance kind of vibe.
That's not my room.
So I guess she does interviews with people and being like, hey, like, how many miles are you running today? And like this person says like however many. And then she goes, well, if you double it, I'll buy you a pair of running shoes. I did see some comments people being like, she never bought me the fucking running shoes. So I think that's like how she started. But now it's like that fucking guy who is like, hey, how much do you pay for rent in your apartment? And then it's like, it's fucking Barbara Corcoran. And she was like, oh, I own it. And he's like, can I see a tour? And you're like, these are
PR.
Yeah, PR setups. So it is very much that now at this point where it's like you scroll through and it is literally just like Whitney Cummings and someone named Lauren Edelstein and Troy Belisario, Adam Stewart, all of it, like whether they're influencers or actors or whatever. They had she had Patrick Schwarzenegger on talking about like and he like did all these White Lotus bits in it or whatever. So she does this, and I guess she's like relatively large in Run Talk. I will say,
I've never heard of her. I
know not much about her, but I end up on Run Talk commentary of people talking about this kind of stuff. And I gotta say, I don't think we should be shocked at this point, because so far from what I'm hearing in that community, pretty much everybody's conservative. Like, you know, and so we're getting to that. So she had Gabby Thomas on and then being like, how many miles? And Gabby was like, I'm a sprinter. I'm a sprinter, but like, you know, we'll do one. And she's like, this is getting hard or whatever. So she typically keeps like the integrity of the show. And like, there've been times where she's had people on who are like, Troy Belisario was with her like very old dog who is like, can't run this time, but like, what about a brisk walk? But it's like, it's very much that. It's you're wearing athletic clothes. This is the vibe. You catch them in these certain places and then you like go on a run together. But for a lot of them, they're quite literally running and microphone talking. Could never be me. Don't understand it.
Can't be me either.
So she just posted and then deleted and then posted and then deleted and then posted and then deleted and then posted. I think as of now, we are up to 5 times she has posted and deleted the same video.
What is it?
She interviewed Caroline Leavitt, the United States press secretary.
Oh, I was like, I know that name. Speaking of people that date old men.
So she goes to the White House. This Kate Mackz goes to the fucking White House, interviews her being like, what run are we going on today? And it's no miles. We're just at the beautiful White House. Let's just walk through and get a tour. And neither of them are wearing athletic clothes for the first time ever. She has someone on who's wearing I don't know what this is, a short sleeve pantsuit. And fucking Kate is wearing a goddamn fucking suit jacket. So her caption from this one, and I don't know if she's changed the captions on all 5 of them as she's posted and deleted the same video over and over again. From being at the White House last year and speaking on a mental health panel and meeting President Biden to being back again this year. Thank you for having us. Truly surreal to walk through a place with so much history and meaning. And it is fucking crazy as she is quite literally interviewing someone and being like, you know, it's just like such a pleasure. And she's just fucking gooning like her eyes. She's like, it's just like such a pleasure. It's like to be at the White, like it's just.
And she had to mention Biden so she can say,
no matter who it is, it's such a giving very much that fucking athlete answer. Like no matter who it is, it's a huge honor. No, it's actually quite literally not. And you are literally interviewing a 27-year-old who is being paid to pathologically lie to the American public and spread misinformation and propaganda, all the while being a bitch who can't even do fucking makeup. If you're gonna if it's gonna be like, oh, she's young and hot. First of all, where? Second of all, what the fuck are we doing? Like, and you're as if this is like a credible like literally, I'm like, if I was anybody the fucking else who had been interviewed by her, I'd be like, delete my fucking video. And speaking of that, one of the top comments on this is unpin the Tim Walz video, which is her pinned video. And Hope Walls also commented that, messaged her and said, hey, delete the pinned video with my dad. So yeah, I will say in general, from what I have seen and heard, apparently a lot of people on Run Talk are like, it's a very conservative. There's also like one girl who's like famous on Run Talk who dated a high schooler when she was like a teacher there or like something. Like, yeah, I just have to say, if the content creators you're following, for some reason, that community is like very conservative. And I would say that like, if you are a big runner, long distance specifically, I guess, if you're a big runner and like, you're like, oh, but I love these content creators. The only ones that have ever popped up on my For You page are being like, hi, I am a content creator who makes content about running. I'm a long distance runner. I love trans people. I love gay people. I love women. I voted for, like, they're so fucking straightforward with it. And they're like, and if anyone else who you follow on Run is not doing this, you should know that they align with this X, Y, and Z or whatever. And like, yeah, it turns into like a lot of like pushing pseudoscience and all this shit. And like, it's just fucking crazy. So yeah, fuck that girl. And God, imagine just, you couldn't pick some, like, she's deeply representative of the current state of our political climate. But like, did you do a and she has full-length podcast interviews. I'm like, do you do a full-length podcast interview with like, I know that like we literally have someone who has a worm in their brain. And then we have people who have worms for brains. Mm-hmm. But like any credibility you even had as like an interviewer of like having engaging conversations, no one's going to want your like criteria and level. You got someone who is quite literally not intelligent, not a good conversationalist, not a good communicator on a platform about connecting and communicating. And they also just lie. You're not going to get anybody else on your show ever again. And if you do, I'm going to judge it.
Then she's going to make that swift turn.
She already,
to only be right-wing propaganda. And she's going to get paid for it. So this is actually going to work out in her favor.
Yep. And I don't know. I got bad vibes from the start, mostly just because like, with love, I think if you are a long distance runner and you can't acknowledge that, like, you know, you're kind of you're a lot. Like it's a big personality trait to be able to run. Like you're just they're different built person. Usually, most people I know who do long distance running, they're like, hey, I'm incredibly neurotic. And like, this is the only thing that helps my nervous system. Yeah. And I'm just built like that. If you can't acknowledge that, like, I think most people can acknowledge that's you have to be a specific type of person to be able to do this. And so I think in general, when someone should like that, I go, I don't want to see where you go.
All right. Well, yeah, this has been a great episode, TBH.
It has.
Thank you so much for listening. Please join us tomorrow for See You Next Tuesday, Wednesday. Use that time to catch up on any episode you missed or listen to your favorite episode. Thursday, we've got Don't Blame Me. And Friday, we've got Fisting Friday. Then we will circle back. Goodbye.
Bye.
This is a Sister Sign production hosted by me, Megan Rinks.
And me, Melissa D. Montz, plus Diamond Imprint Productions.
Post-production by Coco Lorenz.
Production assistance by Melanie D. Watson.
And music by Ryan Hunter and Giacomo Picasso.
Can you actually change your personality if you want to? How does peer pressure work, and why is it so powerful? Should you ever really trust your gut when you make a big decision? These are just a few of the topics we've recently covered on my podcast, Something You Should Know. I'm the host, Mike Carruthers, and each episode of Something You Should Know covers multiple topics that are likely relevant to you. You'll discover things you can use in your life today, right now, like how to have a great conversation, how to be more courageous, the anatomy of the perfect apology, and much, much more. To date, there are over 1,000 episodes of Something You Should Know, and we've gotten over 4,000 mostly 5-star reviews. I invite you to check out Something You Should Know. Look for the bright yellow light bulb on the blue background. Something You Should Know, wherever you listen to podcasts.
I'm Amy Nicholson, the film critic for the LA Times.
And I'm Paul Scheer, an actor, writer, and director. You might know me from The League, Veep, or my non-eligible for Academy Award role in Twisters.
We love movies, and we come at them from different perspectives.
Yeah, like Amy thinks that, Joe Pesci was miscast in Goodfellas, and I don't.
He's too old. Let's not forget that Paul thinks that Dune 2 is overrated.
It is.
Anyway, despite this, we come together to host Unspooled, a podcast where we talk about good movies, critical hits,
fan favorites, must-sees, and in case you missed them.
We're talking Parasite to Home Alone.
From Grease to The Dark Knight.
We've done deep dives on popcorn flicks. We've talked about why Independence Day deserves a second look.
And we've talked about horror movies, some that you've never even heard of, like Ganja and Hess.
So if you love movies like we do, come along on our cinematic adventure.
Listen to Unspooled wherever you get your podcasts.
And don't forget to hit the follow button.
Have you ever heard about the 19th century French actress with so many lovers that they formed a lovers' union? Or what about the Aboriginal Australian bandit who faked going into labor just to escape the police, which she did escape from them. It was a great plan. How about the French queen who murdered her rival with poison gloves? I'm Ann Foster, host of the feminist women's history comedy podcast, Vulgar History. Every week I share the saga of a woman from history whose story you probably didn't already know, and you will never forget after you hear it. Sometimes we re-examine well-known people like Cleopatra or Pocahontas, sharing the truth behind their legends. Sometimes we look at the scandalous women you'll never find in a history textbook. Listen to Vulgar History wherever you get podcasts. And if you're curious, the people I was talking about before, the Australian woman is named Marianne Bugg, and the French actress was named Rochelle, no last name, just Rochelle. And the queen who poisoned her rival is Catherine de' Medici. I have episodes about all of them.